Welcome. Today we're going to be doing yoga for strengthening the wrists. So whenever you're ready, join me on your mat. So we'll start in a seated position for today. We can rest our hands on our knees and then just soften the gaze, close the eyes, and just bring ourselves to our intention for our practice, to our breath and the flow of our breath. Just observing which spaces in the body do we breathe in. Just trying to breathe into the belly for now. On your inhalation, draw the hands together, interlacing the fingers, and then just gently begin to blink your eyes open. And start drawing figure eights with the hands as they interlace together. So whatever your figure eight looks like, we're just trying to go for that shape of an eight. And so it's nice to go the opposite way. So if you have not yet, change your direction. And just focusing on the breath and these feelings that you're feeling within the wrists. Great, so then come into neutral, release the hands, and then just shake it out as if you're shaking water off the fingers. Come into our tabletop, hands directly underneath the shoulders here, knees directly underneath the hips. Fan those fingers out nice and evenly for me, and I really want you to focus on pushing into the fingertips. So if the fingers are going white, then you're doing a good job. Also an external rotation of the arm, so it's like you're pushing your chest forward, and the collarbones are exposed and smiling. It's almost like you're corkscrewing your arm in, and that's that feeling that you're getting in the shoulder. Okay, then we'll just do some rotations. Try not to go too far over the wrists. We'll just do about 2 or 3 on each side. Just focusing on what part of the hand you're using. Again, just trying to focus on using the fingers. And changing directions. You can get the hips involved here also. Great stuff. Coming back to that neutral tabletop, the hands underneath the shoulders. Turn the fingers out now. So they're pointing to the outsides of your mat. And then just sway left to right. Again, not too far over the wrist. We don't want to go into a flexion here. We just really want to get the activation in the joint going. Again, focusing on where you're using the wrists. Option 2 now, turn the hands so that the fingers are pointing towards the back of the mat. If this is too strenuous, you can again just point your fingers up towards the top of the mat. And we're going to again just push into the hands and then start lifting up the heel of the hand as far as you can go. And breathe here. Again, just feeling into the hand, feeling that stretch in the forearms. If it's a bit too much for you, then like I said, you can just have the fingers pointing towards the top of the mat still. And then just walk the hands out towards the top of the mat. Push back, sit on the heels. And you'll inhale, reach the arms up. If you're having a bit of tension in the knees or on the seat with the heels, then you can just grab a towel or a mat, scarf or anything, place it in between the thighs and the calves, or even on the top of the heels. Okay, so we inhale, our arms are up, and then make fists and release them here for me. So don't puff the chest out too much. We still want to keep those ribs tucked in nicely. Roll the armpits forward. And then we'll just pulsate, so creating fist and releasing for about 10 seconds, 10 breaths. About 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then just exhale. exhale, fold forward, release the arms down onto the mat. Keep the knees together and then release the forehead down to the mat. Trying to keep the seat pushing down towards the hips here, relaxing in a child's pose. Taking us back to our breath. And feeling the air move through the lungs. And then just inhale, walk your hands towards your knees and push up back into the seated position. We'll come back into our tabletop, hands underneath our shoulders. And then we will do finger push-ups. So the more forward your shoulders are over your wrist, the more you'll feel it here. But I really want you to try and use just your fingers. So what we'll do is we'll push up into this tented finger and then release the thumb, the palms back down. If you're like me and you've got pretty long nails, they might get caught on the sticky mat. So push up and then you might have to lift the fingers to release them back down. So we'll just do a few of these. Finger push-ups, strengthening the fingers and the wrists. Getting to hold the weight of the body on it. So our planks, our cobras, we're trying to keep those hips above the knees. 3, 2, and 1. Again, push back, shake out the hands. Okay, interlace the fingers for me and then just create this wave-like effect with the wrist. And opposite direction. Whatever that may be. Great stuff. Again, releasing the hands down to the mat. Release your right leg out long. Push into the hands. Draw that left heel towards the seat. Lift that knee. Release the knee, release the foot. Bring the right knee back in. Opposite side, left foot reaches long. Really create a nice long stretch in the back line of that leg. Now when you're ready, bend the heel towards the seat, lift that knee. Still trying to push into the fingers here, release down, release the foot. Bring both knees together, toes together, knees apart, child's pose. And bringing your forearms into about shoulder distance, palms flat on the mat. And knees are going to come in about hip distance also here. And push yourself back onto the heels. And then inhale, draw your chest forward, lifting the collarbones as you're coming through the elbows. So it's like you're in a variation of cow. And then as you inhale, you'll tuck the pelvis and push back into child's pose. Again, inhale, draw the chest forward, lift the tailbone, and exhale, tuck the tailbone, release the head down. 3 more of those, just in your own breath and your own movement. And last one. Back into child's pose. Next inhale, grip into the mat and come into downward facing dog. Bend the knees about here. Feet are hip distance apart, shoulder distance apart in the hands. And breathe. Keeping that bend in the knees and the heels lifted. Start walking the hands towards the feet. Hang over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine over the mat. Hands come to rest on the shins. Inhale here, exhale, bend the knees, fold forward over the legs. Arms hang alongside the body. Again, inhale, halfway lift up. And exhale, fold again. Bend those knees. This time, inhale, push into the heels. Start rounding the back to come all the way up, and as you come up, inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, release them down, hands towards the heart. Release them alongside the body. Inhale, reach. And exhale, forward, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Again, pushing into the heels. Inhale, start rounding the spine to come all the way up. And as you reach the shoulders, reach the hands up into high mountain. Exhale, the palms down to heart center. Release them down alongside the body. One more half salutation like that. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, forward fold over the knees, just bending at the knees, hinging at the hips. Relax the neck, shoulders move away from the ears. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold over the legs. Begin walking your hands back to downward dog. Pushing back into the heel of the hand. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees a lot, and come into plank. Rounding the upper back here. It's almost as if you're trying to open a jar with the hands. Really activate the core. Again, bend the knees, send the seat back. Drop the heels if you can. Inhale again, lift the heels, bend the knees, send the seat forward, the shoulders forward over the wrist. Again, activate those arms, activate the core. Inhale, holding the plank. Exhale, bend the knees, send the heels back, send the seat back. Downward dog. Again, inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, roll through the spine, moving the shoulders forward over the wrists. Hold your plank. Draw that right knee towards the right elbow. Drop it to the right wrist. Move it over to the left wrist, up to the left elbow, and back over to make a complete box. Exhale, plank. Bend the knees, send the seat back. Downward dog. Breathe. Feel that heat that you're creating in the body. Again, inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, send the shoulders forward. Rounding the upper back. Bend the knee, reach for the left elbow. Drop it to the left wrist. Keep those hips high. Right wrist, right elbow, left elbow. Exhale, plank. Bend the knees, downward dog. Breathe here. Lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze forward. Take about 3 to 4 steps to a forward fold. Feet about hip distance apart, create nice and opening for the lower back. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Again, moving shoulders away from the ears. Hanging over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, release the arms. Pushing into the heels and the sides of the feet. Start rounding to come up. As you inhale, arms reach up to high mountain. Exhale, cactus the arms, and then bring the elbows into your prayer. Exhale, release the hands down. And releasing into our standing mountain. Next, inhale, reach the hands up. And swan dive, release the arms alongside the body as you swan dive into a forward fold, bend the knees, release the head. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees a lot here. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, bend the knees, push the hands into the mat, step back to plank this time. Take your time, round your upper back. And exhale, downward dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, push yourself back into your plank, and then exhale, start bringing yourself all the way down to your belly. Nice and slow. You have an option here. You can release the knees first and tuck the toes and bring yourself down to your belly. Release the shoulders away from the mat. Walk the hands backwards towards the hips. Fingertips are still pointing to the top of the mat. And then just inhale, slightly lift. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together, pushing the feet into the mat, assisting you in lifting you up. And exhale, release down. Again, inhale, squeeze the shoulders in towards each other. And come all the way up. lifting the belly off the mat. And exhale, release down. Now walk the hands to outside of the mat, in line with your shoulder or just to the top of your mat, to the top corners of your mat. And then inhale, push up, opening up the chest. Collarbone smiling, breathe, keep pushing the legs into the mat. And a long full inhale here, and then exhale, release the chest back down. Release the forehead. Arms come alongside the body. Reach that left arm up high. Take the right hand and slide it underneath the left armpit, creating a little X with the arms. Neck can be neutral, facing down or towards that underneath arm, so your right arm. Just releasing the shoulders a bit after those planks and down dogs. Hand comes underneath the shoulder, the left hand. Release that right hand. Keep the hands underneath the shoulders here. Turn the fingers slightly out, and then as you inhale, draw the shoulder blades together and push up again. Give that slight bend in the elbows. And exhale, release down. Right hand extends long this time. Left hand sweeps underneath, and you're in that gentle shoulder stretch. Again, option can have the head hovering, gazing to the tiles or the floor, or gaze to the right or the left hand side, whichever hand is underneath. Again, bring that right hand underneath the shoulder. Left hand releases out from underneath. Walk the hands directly underneath the shoulder. Clip the shoulder blades in. Elbows are pulling in towards each other. Inhale, lift. Up nice and higher. And exhale, release down. Elbows come to underneath the shoulders for spins. Really draw those shoulders in towards each other, opening up the chest, gazing forward. Breathe. Tuck the chin, walk the hands underneath the shoulders, push into the hands, coming into your kneeling back, really round the upper back and engage the core here. Tuck the toes, send the seat back, downward dog. Inhale, right foot comes up, and draw that knee towards the nose. Exhale, release that right foot back down into downward dog. Inhale, left foot comes up, knee comes towards the nose. And release that left foot back into downward dog. We'll start with the left side now so that I can show you the proper example. So walk that left foot into about halfway of your mat. Then turn the left foot out towards the side of your mat. You're going to come up onto the knife edge of that right foot. You're going to come over, bring the shoulder over the right wrist. You're coming up onto the side body here, into Vashisthasana, so your side plank. Inhale, you can reach the arm up. Keep the arms in a nice straight line. You can keep your gaze down to the hand grounded or the hovering hand. Try and keep those hips nice and up. This is your first option. Otherwise, you can stack one foot on top of each other or one in front of each other. And just breathe here. Inhale, send the hips up, and as you exhale, come into plank. Round out the back. Coming over to the opposite side. So come onto the knife edge of the left foot. Draw that right foot in towards the middle of the mat. Lift the hips up, reach the arm up. So wherever you are here, maybe one side's a little bit stronger than the opposite. Breathing, lifting those hips. When you're ready, exhale, release the hand down in your plank, round up back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, come back into your plank. Walk your hands down into a forearm plank. Get the hips nice and low here. Push into the elbows. Push yourself forward and release back. Inhale, forward and release back. One more time. Inhale, release forward, over, shoulders over the elbows. Exhale, release back. Inhale, back into your forearm plank, walk yourself back up into your plank. Exhale, down dog. And breathe. Inhale, right foot comes up. Draw the knee towards the nose. Help the foot out if you need to into a lunge. Hands alongside those feet. Draw the chest forward. Exhale, release the knee down. Keeping that back foot tucked. Inhale, lift up. And drawing the hips closer to the mat. Reach your arms up. Breathe here. Gaze can still be neutral or gaze into the fingers. Hands come to prayer in front of the heart. And then take that left elbow and just hook it onto the right knee. And you can go gaze over that right shoulder or gaze to that back foot if possible. Inhale, the head comes forward first. Exhale, release back up into that stretch. Hands come back down. Place the hands on the mat, lift back up into your lunge. Drop into the inside of that left foot, and then you're going to just walk your hands to the center of your mat. Toes pointing in here. Inhale, lift up nice and high. Exhale, gently fold down. So going as far as you can here. If you've got a lot of flexibility in the legs, make your distance between your feet shorter. If you don't have much, you can widen the legs. If it's uncomfortable for you to be in this position, then I suggest coming up into a wide squat so that you're part of the wide-legged sequence with us. So in this forward fold, pushing onto the knife edge of the outside of the feet, really rolling those thighs outwards, engaging the glutes and the quads. Inhale here, and then exhale, walk the hands out so that the right hand is underneath the face. Breathe here. You can just rest that left hand on top of the right hand and just level out the hips here. Maybe you reach that left hand up. Again, level out the hips. Release the left hand down again, shape out that right hand. Again, hold onto the wrist. Level out the hips, see what the hips are doing, pushing into the feet still. Reach the right hand up, level out the hips. Exhale, right hand comes down. Walk the hands back in towards the center of the mat. Take your time here. Inhale, halfway lift up, and exhale, walk to the opposite side of the mat to lunge on the left side. Push into the hands, round up the back. Exhale, release that knee down. Coming into the crescent lunge. Really feeling that stretch in the psoas muscle, the hips. Hands come to prayer, down the body. Right elbow hooks onto that left knee, gently twisting. Try and keep the belly away from the thigh here. Inhale, reach up. Tuck the core in, tuck the glutes in, and exhale, come back into your lunge, round the upper back, and shoot that leg back into plank. Exhale, down dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, walk the feet, keep this rounded back. As you come into a seated position, lift the legs up to about 90 degrees, a 90-degree bend. Hands come to underneath those thighs, and try and place your belly directly onto your thighs, nice and flat. Active calves here, active quads. It's as if you're trying to squeeze the legs together. You're squeezing into the midline of the body. Now release the hands out, and exhale, release the legs out. Coming just to hover, pushing the lower back into the mat here. Knees come up, roll back. Release the entire back onto the mat. Release the feet down, knees are bent here. And then bring the arms above the head and grab onto either your wrists or your elbows. Feet are about hip distance apart here. And as you inhale, send the seat bone up, lifting the bum off the mat. And then the back, one vertebra at a time. Try not squishing your chest with your neck with your chest. Try and keeping a space in between the chin and the chest. And then just draw circles with the hips here. I know it's quite strange. Just for 5, 4, 3, strong feet and legs. 2, keep the hips high. 1, and then the opposite direction. Nice high hips, sending them up into space. Keep the knees in line with the feet. And 2, 1. And keep the hips up nice and high. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, release them down. Nice. Bring the knees up into the chest. Release the arms in a line with the shoulders in a t-shape. So option here if you've got space, long arms, otherwise you can cactus your arms. Then keeping the knees where they are, just release them over to the right. Try and keep both shoulders on the mat here. Inhale, bring the knees into the chest. Then exhale, release over to the left. Inhale back to the center. Bring the knees to about 90 degrees now. We'll bring the right knee underneath the left and we'll interlace the feet. You can hook them around each other, you totally can do that. So now my left leg is on top and my right leg is at the bottom. My right arm comes to the top and my left to the bottom. Okay, interlace the arms. And if the palms meet and find each other, they do. Again, create this space, don't let your arms squish you. Elbows away from the chest, hands away from the forehead. And now when we inhale, we're going to reach the fingers to the top, by the top of the head, and the toes are going to point to the mat. And we're going to exhale, draw the elbows and the knees together. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just 2 more. Last one. And release. Release the legs. Hug the knees into the chest. Opposite side now, almost finished with the core work. Just drawing circles with the knees, massaging the lower back, giving it a little bit of love. Whichever way feels more efficient to you. Okay, so again, legs come into 90. This time that right leg comes up, left leg under, crossing over. Good stuff. Arms come into play now. So my left arm comes in underneath, right arm over. Oh no, sorry, right arm underneath, left arm over, interlace those arms. Keep the hands away from the forehead, you don't want to be bashing yourself in the face. And when you're ready, inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. Reach, crunch. Reach, crunch. 2 more. Reach. Last one. And release. Release the arms, release the legs, let the knees fall in towards each other. Again, creating space for the lower back. Lift the arms up to 90 degrees and then just give yourself a nice big hug. Releasing the arms, hug the knees into the chest. Excuse my little terror. He's going to definitely attack me now. Push the knees away, draw them in, push them away. Again, in, push them away. And release the feet down to the mat. And then draw the soles of the feet in together. The knees open wide to the sides of the mat. Hands come to release onto the belly. And just start tuning into your breath. And then let that left knee fall in towards the right. You can stack them on top of each other. Arms releasing to cactus. Lift the knees up towards the chest. Let them roll over to the left. Few times like this, in your own breath. Just rolling from left to right. enjoying those gentle twists in the spine, and all the spinal nerves and cords are getting stretched out and released. Nice, guys. Last cycle here. And just keeping the knees in towards the chest. Hug them in one more time. Release the feet up towards the ceiling, flexing the toes towards the face. And then send the heels towards the seat. Release the feet to the corners of the mat and arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Create length and space in the back, so maybe you're pulling your seat bone out from underneath you, wiggling your shoulders away from your spine. And just begin breathing and focusing on the breath again. Focusing the fluidness of your breath and the way the body is feeling. When you're ready, just drag the knees in towards the center of the mat. Begin rolling up and down along the spine. And come up into a seated position with the eyes closed. Hold the gaze soft, hands relaxing in the center of your lap. We'll just go through a few breathing practices here. So we'll inhale as I count for 3, and then we'll exhale as I count for 6. So it's a very, very easy breathing meditation. It's a very good way to clear all the stale oxygen out of the lungs and just to get good, pure oxygen flowing through the body and into the mind. So sitting comfortably again, relax the shoulders, connect with your breath, and inhaling for 1, 2, 3, exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Gently blink the eyes open. I hope you enjoyed the class as much as I did. If you did, subscribe, like and comment, share it with your friends. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.